Hey y'all, this is Samantha. Thanks for stopping by. I have a new mini album to share with you guys, and this is my first paper bag mini album. And if you haven't done one, y'all, they are so much fun to do, and you get such big areas to put large tags for photos and journaling. That was one of my favorite parts about doing this. I'm definitely going to be doing more of these. Wanted to just show you off the front and the back. This little shape here was actually 2 pieces of the chipboard from our chipboard albums that we picked up at Michael's. I did some crackle paint and some distressing on that, and I added the torn wallpaper technique with some designer paper there. And the little, this is actually a rusty metal tag. It was actually a little decorative wall plaque that had some little metal loops on it that my husband helped break off for me so I could use it on the mini. And as soon as I saw it at the store, it was like 70% off. I knew I had to have it. I knew exactly what I was going to use it for because Valentine's was coming up. And I added some stickles to it just to give it a little sparkle. And the paper roses, I have to thank Roxy Carr, Roseanne. Thank you so much, girl, for your wonderful tutorial on how to make these. It was so easy to follow. She was very self-explanatory, and they just turned out wonderful. Had a lot of fun. And one of those things, you just want to make paper roses for everything after you learn how to do it. So thanks so much for showing us how to do that. Use that pick that I got on one of my hauls. And the charms I have on this is pretty simple. I have this little iridescent heart charm. And then this little dangle was actually something I found on clearance at Hobby Lobby in the upholstery section. Don't know what it was supposed to be used for, but I got it to use on a mini. So the binding is real simple, and it's kind of weird where we get inspiration for things because over Christmas break I was cleaning out the attic, and when I was going through a box of my son's baby books, there was a fabric book in there, and at the time that I saw this, it did not dawn on me. It was later when I was making this mini album. It was one of those fabric books. This one was handmade where, you know, on one page it'll show the child how to button buttons, and another one has zippers on it, and how to tie shoelaces. And on the binding, I don't know if you can see it with the ribbon I've got, but it's just 3 strips of ribbon that form the binding. And on his little book, the strips of fabric actually came over and then they snapped on the top. And the binding was sewn together on his little book, but originally I was thinking, oh, that'd be cool to put snaps, but it certainly would not have fit with this one, and there was no room for it. So I just ran the ribbon through and then just tied some ribbon on it. Didn't actually make bows, just tied on there just to have kind of a soft feminine feel to it. I didn't want a whole lot of frou-frou on it. It had enough going on, but it seemed to be just the perfect solution for binding this one. So on the inside, on the first page, I just used one of the K & Company. I think I remember that right. I'm bad about remembering the names of the companies, y'all. But they're little, and not embroidery, but lace frames. And then I just made a little button bouquet on here that just seemed to fit, and used my little Sizzlitz die for the leaves. And the tags that I used, I actually have that one in upside down. I just did some stamping on some of those, and I put 2 in each pocket, which really fit really well. I mean, those are some good size tags. Fit in there nicely. Then on this page, this little short page, I just made this little tag and cut this out. Used one of the stamps that Sarah sent to me. Thank you, Sarah. Used a few things that you sent for me on this one. And cut this out with one of my Cricut cartridges. And that just slides in there. And then I see, as I'm going through this, that little Miss Bree has done a little bit of damage. She's kind of unraveled this ribbon, and I see a couple of teeth marks. So I'm going to have to redo the ribbon on this, but I'll go ahead and show you. Did some glimmer misting with one of my glimmer screens. And this little tag was one that Sarah sent in her rack to me. So I had a lot of fun doing that. And that piece of pink corrugated is part of it too, girl. So you helped out a lot on this one. I was excited when I got it. And then this little page, just made a little tag to slide in here. And on this side, used one of those not Sizzlet, but Sizzix embossing dies, where it actually embosses when it cuts. And used some of the Coordinations paper that I was able to sand down, and then I added some glossy accents and some pearls to it. And just did some corrugated cardboard and acrylic paint and glimmer mist over that. And added just a little tag there. And then on the the larger pages, I left enough room to make a pocket in the top just to give more room for tags. So I've got one in there, and then 2 more tags in here. And then you turn the page here and use this little butterfly. And I think, if I remember right, this little butterfly was in the goodies that came along with the mini when I did the mini swap with Bona through through Shabby Chic. So thank you, Bona, for that. Got to use that. And this is actually cut from the paper that I got from Piglet in that rack that she sent me recently. So I got to use some of that. So thank you, girl. I had lots of help on this one. Made it just that much more fun doing it too, because it includes all of our handiwork in this. And here's one of the beautiful patina frames that Sarah sent. Just absolutely loved that. Just did a little stamp and slid that in there. And then made a couple little heart tags that with my Cricut. And I did some embossing. Used some of the Coordinations paper on that one. And these just open up. Did some Glimmer Mist. So they can be used for journaling and pictures if I wish to put them in there. And on this side, just did a real simple frame that I can slide a picture down in. And I think this is one of my favorite pages. I don't quite know why, maybe with the pearls or something, but just loved this little page with a big photo mat on it. And then another tag in there, and I put one of those heart charms that I put on the front. Added it to that tag. I thought that was real pretty. I love those. And of course, some more tags in the pockets. And then on this side, used one of those. This is the Melissa Francis, I think it is. I hope I remembered that right. That Sarah sent me. Use that, and you can actually slide. You can actually slide a photo up under there. So it'll hold a photo, and just put some little fringe right there. And another one of the little Cane Company crochet frames. And just put a little key and some hearts. And I used some of that pink corrugated paper that Sarah sent me. And added some glossy accents to that. And then this tag, I actually just covered it with paper and added some flowers and some embossing. But this was from, I'm trying to think what was on this. I'm thinking it was Prima Flowers. But it was in one of the racks, and I actually used the packaging to make that tag. And then covered it with some of that paper that I got in the rack from Sarah. Or actually, no, from Piglet. I'm sorry, that one came from Piglet. And then just made a little tag here. Did some Glimmer Mist and some stamping on it. And, you know those giant photo corners that I showed in that rack from Tuesday morning? I just altered it a little bit, put some pearls on there, and trimmed off some of the tails and did some scalloping on it. And then this key that's hanging on the tag, y'all might recognize it. It's actually a Tim Holtz key, and it was black, but I didn't want black for this album, so I just painted it with some white acrylic paint, and then when it dried, I just sanded some of it off to distress it a little bit. So that works really well if y'all want to change the color of it. I mean, it doesn't come off at all. I had to rub pretty good to get it to kind of distress, so it's pretty durable. And on this side, just a real simple page. Did what I've seen Roxy and some others do, where they added the bling for the jewelry. This was I just cut out of a piece of paper, matched bridal pair, $5.95 each or $9.95 for both. It says genuine diamond, but I can't imagine for that price. That must have been a long time ago. But just added that, and then some of that pretty lace that I got in my rack. Put some little pearls on that, and then again more tags. Love the tags, and in case I didn't tell you, the tabs, I just cut some heart tabs out and did some embossing through one of my Cuttlebug folders. Actually, I used a couple different ones. And then, of course, did a little bit of inking and some glimmer misting on that. And that's it, y'all. There's the back. Did another little tag pocket, and just handmade by Samantha Gray, February 2010. Tuck that in there. And that's it, the end. So I will see you guys with the next video. And thanks so much for stopping by. I'll see you soon. Bye.